Okay, it's 6:30, so we go ahead and get it started and call the meeting to order. Chad is not here. Jeff, would you listen to
Lord, kind of gracious, Almighty Heavenly Father, we thank you, dear Lord, for this beautiful day that you bless us with. We thank you, Heavenly Father, most of all for salvation. We ask you, Lord, to be with us here tonight, and we try to conduct the ministry of this kingdom, Lord. Pray, Heavenly Father, that you give us the knowledge and the wisdom that we need to carry out our duties that we've been elected to do. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for all that you do for us from day to day, all the many blessings of life that you bestow upon us from time to time. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to help us here tonight, Lord, be with us. Lord, in our travels, where we might go from here tonight. We leave here tonight. We ask you, Lord, be with this nation, be with our leaders, be with our soldiers and women. Lord, we just ask you, Lord, to be with all the sick, those in the hospitals, nursing homes. And all this we ask, Lord, in Jesus' precious holy name, we only pray. Amen.
Amen. When would you lead us in pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Philip Snow.
Here.
Todd Gentry. Scott Gammons.
Here.
Dan Bartley.
Here.
Chuck Porter.
Here.
Michelle Phillips. Here. Justin Dyer. Ken Weedy.
Here.
Scott Cawthorn.
Here.
Tony Weeks.
Here.
Michael Slayton.
Here.
Jeff Hughes. Mary King.
Here.
Chad West. Kyle Petty.
Here.
Wendell Jones.
Here.
Sheree Littlemore.
Here.
Helen Hessen. Here. Larry West.
Here.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for being here. Appreciate our guests with us over here tonight. Looks like I ought to have been or social distancing over there. But anyway, we have got a new sound system here trying it from North Central. It's the speakers, one's back there where Wendell's at, one's up here. It should pick up everything. Scott, are you able to hear us? Scott Gallman's on there.
Yeah.
Okay, does it sound better than usual?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So can everybody hear Scott all right? We'll try it. I think it's going to be much better than what it was, but we'll go ahead and get started. This is our committee of the whole meeting, and anyone watching on YouTube, when they see this, this is basically our work session for the commissioners. They'll be giving information tonight, and we'll be going through everything. Some decisions will be made and send them on to the full body. Then the legislative body meeting in 2 weeks, they will make final decisions. So sometimes it looks like we're rushing through things, but they've got 2 weeks then to make a decision on what they're going to do on that. But we appreciate it. Appreciate Ivan Davis. He's also broadcasting this over WLCT radio station, so we appreciate that. We'll go ahead and get started. Next on the agenda, number 6 is approved minutes. You'll have legislative body meetings 3/15 of 21, building and facilities meeting 3/15 of 21, planning committee meeting 12/29 of 20, and your board of zoning appeals meeting 12/15 of 20. We'll entertain a motion to send those on to the full body.
Make that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on any of those minutes? If not, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Sorry, go ahead. Those that are on the phone, go ahead with your aye. Got it, motion carried. Good enough. Nice. Number 7 is going to be your budget amendments. We'll start with budget amendment number 1. Juvenile court. This is just a miscellaneous refunds that they've got $45. Needs to be put back into contracts with government agencies, $45. That's reimbursement from the state of Tennessee for juvenile secure detention. Next, budget amendment number 2 is your election commission. You'll be decreasing expenditures in election commission of $1,000. And 51, that was at 51,500,192, and 332 in legal notices, recording, etc. You'll be decreasing 500, and in travel 355, you'll be decreasing 4,000, total of $5,500. You'll be increasing expenditures in election workers, $55, maintenance and repair service, $2,250, your postal supplies, $1,110, your printing, stationery, and forms, $875, your rental, $210, and office supplies, $1,000, totaling $5,500. And those are just moving funds from the budget. Budget amendment number 3 is from EMS. This is an insurance recovery that they got for $2,583.95. Been put back into maintenance and repair services of vehicles, $2,583.95. This is a reimbursement from local government pool for repairs on the ambulance. And this ambulance, I think it hit a year, is the reason that we're doing that budget amendment, put it back in maintenance. Next is budget amendment number 4, is EMS. This is taking out of fund balance, $18,760, and increasing those expenditures in maintenance and repair services of $18,760. This is repairs to that roof damage and EMS building repairs over at Rickwater Springs. You voted to do. This is just a budget amendment. Follow up on that. Budget amendment number 5 is going to be from the trustee's office. This is for travel. She's decreasing it by $700. She's increasing her overtime pay $700. This is moving money within the budget for training of one new part-time and one new full-time employee. And that's moving money within the budget. Budget amendment number 6 is from the drug fund. This is a decrease in fund balance in the drug fund of $2,000, and increase in expenditures law enforcement equipment $1,000, and other equipment $1,000, totaling $2,000. That's out of the drug fund.
What equipment are they buying?
That's sheriff.
What equipment is this?
We're buying some vests,
I'm sorry?
buying some vests and different items out of drug fund. It's drug fund and face, like that's roughly all is.
Right, now, I'm just curious what you're buying. I know drug fund, we have no control over.
Budget amendment number 7 is from animal control. It says sale of animals and livestock. These are fees that the donation got in, that's $230. Contributions and gifts that they got in is $250, totaling $380. Other contracted services is for their expenditure in this, and that's $340 in other contracted service. Maintenance and repair services, vehicle $40, totaling $380. And they're moving money from the pound fees and donations received to budget lines. Budget amendment number 8 is from the library. We're decreasing expenditures on dues and memberships of $15. Decreased expenditure other supplies and materials $860. Data processing equipment $873, totaling $1,748. Should be increased expenditures in printing, stationery, and forms $15, and other equipment $1,733, totaling $1,748. This is moving money within the budget. Budget amendment number 9 is for county general payroll. This is miscellaneous refunds, $398.57. You're increasing your revenues, payroll liabilities, $381.07. And then you're increasing your payroll liabilities, $17.50. Colonial Life Institute, Unum is an insurance company, and Colonial Life's an insurance company. That's totaling $398.57. This is just a refund for overpayment from Colonial Life and Unum bills. Budget amendment number 10 is capital projects, Justice Center addition. This is other loans issued. This is the $1,129,417.16. And then we're increasing expenditures, consultants, $74,000, engineering services, $939,742.76, Site development, $104,199.97, and transfers out $11,474.43, totaling the $1,129,417.16. And this is moving money from the reimbursement. This is from the interim loan that we did. That's moving money back into the line items we will be paying out. Budget amendment number 11 is capital projects Justice Center addition. This is transferring in $11,474.43. And this is increasing your expenditures in 101-331, legal services for our county attorney, $11,352, and 332, legal notice recording and court cost, $122.43. That's $11,474.43. This is moving it from the reimbursement on invoices for the Justice Center addition. This will all be reimbursed on that interim loan from the USDA. We'll be paying that off on the interim loan. Next, budget amendment number 12 is Willett Fire Department. Under 790 other equipment, $1,400 will be decreased. Then you'll be increasing expenditures for utilities, $1,400, moving money within the budget for utilities. They had a gas leak out there and didn't know it and had to have an adjustment there, so that's what that's about. Budget amendment number 13. Sheriff, this is your general fund, sheriff's office, and jail workhouse. You want to go over that?
Moving money within the budget.
Moving money from in-service training,
Training to trial.
and in-service training, $1,400, totally $5,400. Then the travel, law enforcement equipment, and travel for $5,400. Budget amendment number 14 is EMA. This is decreased expenditures in building improvements, $900, and maintenance and repair service vehicles, $1,100, totaling $2,000. Increase in expenditures in communications, $1,000, and other equipment, $1,000, totaling $2,000. We're just moving money within the budget. Budget amendment number 15 is for solid waste. They're decreasing their expenditures in custodial supplies, $1,500. Landfill closure, post-closure, $1,500, totaling $3,000. And increasing their expenditures in maintenance and repair services of vehicles, $3,000. Just moving money within the budget for vehicle maintenance. Those are your 15 budget amendments. Entertain a motion, send those on the full body. Let's get a motion second. Got a motion and second. Now, any discussion?
Back in September, October, when we sold that skid loader our landfill, and my understanding we're gonna sell some old dumpsters. Well, that money's supposed to go back in the budget, or where's it at?
It should go back into the budget. I don't know if she's
We
made a budget.
don't have a budget. We don't have a number on that. I don't think
We'll check on that. Chief,
I don't,
Alicia,
remember if we had one to go back in.
Debbie got the money back in and put it back into her line item, so we'll have to check on that and see. And I'll have a check.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, we'll check and see.
Oh,
It should go back in the paper trail that you know what's going on. And we'll check and see on how she did that. Got a motion second. Any further discussion on that? No, all in favor, let me know, saying aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. Send those on to the full body. Resolutions and proclamations, you've got 2-2521 is your driveway fee resolution. We've got that, but I've not got to talk to Guy about that, so I'd like to defer that till May. Just being honest with you, they wore my phone out over this increase in the impact fee, and I'd like to wait a month or two before you pop it back, fill them with another fee there, $400. And I think there's gonna have to be a public notice on it. I've got to talk to Guy. He was out of town today, so I couldn't talk with him. it's the driveway where we'll furnish tile and gravel and put it in. And he's got it made, it's passed through the planning and sent over to us now. But I'm not sure if you got to have a public hearing on it or not, or any public notice on it. I talked to Susie today, guy's attorney, and she said she thought she heard him say something about this, we're gonna have to take public notice on that, and I'm not sure. But we want to do it for sure for the right way, and, give them a month to settle in, you know, I don't know if y'all have had a lot of calls, I've had a lot of calls and a lot of concerns about raising that. Normally, I don't have many calls on things, but I have had several on that. But anyway, so I'd like to ask to defer that to a later date. Entertain a motion, just defer that to a later date.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? If not, all in favor, let it be known, say aye. Aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. And I think you said, Ollie, that was okay with you to put that up right now. Number 2 is 4-3121, Child Abuse Prevention Proclamation. This is Child Abuse Prevention Month, Proclamation 4-31-2021. And I'll read this. Whereas child abuse is a serious and growing problem affecting more than 3.2 million of our nation's children annually, and as reported by the Department of Children's Services in 2020, approximately 500 investigations were made locally affecting a conservative estimate of 1,000 children. And whereas child abuse respects no racial, religious, class, or geographic boundaries, and in fact has been declared a national emergency. And whereas children have the right to feel safe in their own homes and to be provided every opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive, child abuse violates a child's dignity, security, vulnerability, and humanity. And whereas by strengthening families and providing safe, stable, and nurturing environments that are free from violence, abuse, and neglect, opportunities are created for children's optimal growth and success, ensuring a secure future for our communities where the needs of children are a priority and the needs of families are met. And whereas April is National Child Abuse Month, a time to remember the victims of child abuse and recognize that we each play a part in promoting the social and emotional well-being of the children and families in our communities, we renew our commitment to break the cycle of violence, strengthen support for all who have been affected, and empower our young people with the best we have to offer. And whereas our county is served by various effective child abuse prevention programs which succeed due in partnerships created among families, social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now, therefore, we, the mayor of Macon County, and legislative body of Macon County, do hereby proclaim April 2021 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in our city and county, and call this observance to the attention of our citizens this 19th day of April 2021. And a motion to that on the floor. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed by like sign? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, Mr. Bowles, are you on the line?
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything for us tonight, sir?
No, really don't. We're still in negotiations on the Manion land. We're going to discuss it tomorrow night. Board has work session, Thursday night board meeting, so we'll hopefully know more after Thursday night about what we're going to do.
Okay, you think you'll be able to bring something back the second meeting, the legislative meeting?
I hope so. Yeah, if we get everything done by that time, you know, we'll be offering him an intent to purchase. So I should have something for you by the 19th.
Okay, and then we also have your school board members on the legislative body meeting. We'll be choosing those.
Right. We have the vacancy in districts 9 and 10, and the applications are being accepted, through the 16th, Mayor, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, now that's all I have right now.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have anything for Tom? Not, we appreciate it. I entertain a motion to send that, on to the full body for any further discussion on the land at the school board.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion and got a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. Also entertain a motion to send it on to the full body to select a school board member for the 9th, 10th district at the legislative body meeting.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, you hold your hand up, just give it back there, Larry. Okay.
Look at his application.
All right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, Mr. Goodwin, you got anything on that?
One thing, been asked to clean the ditch out on Oak Grove Road, and I have to get on the jail Roark's property to do it. I just need y'all permission to get on his property. If that,
Okay, did y'all hear that one's on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. All right, what's the will of the body?
I make a motion, give them authority to get on the land.
Say did it happen,
dip it out of the ditch, get the water off the property.
Okay, we've got a motion, we've got a second. Any further discussion? Not all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed? All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried, and let's send that on to the full body then. Anything else? Floods did good? Didn't have a lot of flooding?
Not bad. Usual.
All right, next, Sheriff, you have anything tonight? All righty. Go down to number 12, under county mayor, communication franchise, and the county attorney will want to talk to you about that, so I just entertain a motion to send that on the full body.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? It's on cable franchise. I think it deals with both North Central and Comcast, I think, but yeah, I want to discuss that with you, so. No further discussion. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. The Donahoe property. Tennessee Central has applied for a $750,000 grant to play on that property over there. Then there's a possibility we can get another grant too, either for land or for the infrastructure, the building road into it or whatever was needed. But I guess I need do you want the $750,000 grant and then consider purchasing that land, or what do you want, what's the will of the body on that? And we've got the money coming, you've got 4.7 million, and if it can be spent on economic development, that is one of the things, but we don't know yet. And just let me say while I'm mentioning that, we'll be getting $2,350,000 just in the next few days. But it's recommended that we kind of put it in the bank and then get some paperwork on how we're going to spend it. We don't want to spend it and then have to pay it back. And so they told Putnam County the other day, Randy Porter told me that they had kind of told them just put it in the bank and hold it to see how to spend it. They don't have black and white on how to do it, but it is supposed to be done straight from the federal government to us. We're also getting $689,130 from the state, like we did last year, and that'll go in on capital projects and things. So we're be putting a list together of things, and then you can make a decision on what you're going to spend money on. But the $750,000, we don't know if we're going to get it or not, but we've applied for it. And one of the things is I just need some kind of commitment that if you got that $750,000, you would be looking at buying that property.
If we decide not to buy that property, we gotta give the $750 back, or
Yeah,
we
we would,
would order
yeah.
something else.
Right, we wouldn't be able to. We couldn't use anything else.
Can't use it.
It's being written up just for that property, for economic development. And they just, the TVA is what they call
The
it.
bank until we decide whether we wanna buy that property or not, correct?
Right, It's investor funding is what it is. It'll be sometime after July before we'd actually know anything about it. But we kind of got a commitment that do you want it or not to make it.
We'll get you, it has to be spent on that road.
Yeah, it has to be spent on that project. That's all you can do.
Is there a certain time frame that it has to be? Is it developed?
I don't know on the time frame. I can't tell you that. I'm sure it's got a limit to when it's going to be spent. But I don't know if it'd even be in this year's budget, it'd be in next year's budget. We'd have to look at it.
On the grant, does it have?
Well, so I don't know the dates on it. I'm sorry. I'll get them for you. I'll try to get them on it. But they just called me and wanted me to let you know and get down a little bit more serious on it. I'd like for Dr. Kendricks Curtis with Middle Tennessee Industrial Development. He was the one that set up the Tennessee Select site to let him come up and tell you what this means and what you can do and where we're going from here with it and everything. But entertain a motion, send that on the full body.
Make it on. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? If not, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, next one is the courthouse in Rite Aid. We was bidding out the courthouse and couldn't get anyone to bid on. We had one bidder and they didn't put a bid on it by the deadline. So we're rebidding it and redoing some things on that bid. It was bid out that you would have to have an architect to design and to go through and design, develop it. And instead, we've come back and taken that requirement out and asked people to bid on it per the specs that's on there. So we'll see what happens. We've got a couple others that are interested in it now. I talked with Nathan Morgan, who's with Romac, that's building the schools, and he said that they probably wouldn't be interested, but he knew a company, and I think in Brentwood, that did this kind of specialty work like that would probably be interested. So I called Bill Walker, told him about them. He got in contact with them. They said yes, they would like to bid on it. And so hopefully we'll get some bids on that. And that is broken down into sections, so you'll be able to look at each section, and I hope we get some good bids on it. But you can look and see what will have to be done, and that's going to tell you how much you're going to spend or not spend on this courthouse and things. We did do a asbestos check on the tile, all the floors, and I didn't know this, but they said most of the time the adhesive is what had the asbestos in it, not the actual tile. But these were sold, they did have asbestos in both tile and in that. So if you move anything, if you tear up any of the floor, it's got to be an abatement thing done, and you've got to get with the state, get approval, and it runs into a lot. So you can clean the floor and lay on top of it and not take anything up, but if you start breaking up any of the floor, and then of course all the walls have got the lead paint on all the exterior walls. The big problem I see is how are we going to work in here when you're working on all the interior of the building and things. But anyway, we've got that. Then I know about 10 of you went up and looked at the Rite Aid building. I've got it up here on what we've drawn up. I think most of you have seen that, or at least 10 or 12 of you have seen that. It is enough room there to put everything that's in the courtroom, if that's what you all are wanting to do. You know, I want to let you know that this is a joint thing between all the commissioners and all elected officials, that what you're looking at doing here of buying Rite Aid and moving offices out there. It's one of those things that'll be unpopular in the beginning, but once people start using it, I think they would see that it was the right decision. But you still, you know, you've got a historic spot here that people are working in, and a lot of people question what you're doing there. But it's your decision on what you want to do. There have a base price on that of 1.6. I've had the roof. I've talked to Evan. He has got some Estimated figures on roof, ceilings, and floors, and HVAC that runs about $275,000 just to do those parts there. That would be a negotiating numbers in on that, but they're asking 1.6. I think the realtor has said that he thinks we can buy it cheaper than that if that's what you want to do. I'm not sure right now if you can use any of the 4.7 million. That if you could use that, then that would be what you would want to do, because it's always taxpayers' dollars, but that is not Macon County taxpayers' dollars. Those are federal dollars that everyone is getting out of this $1.9 trillion coming in, so you would have the funds there to do that. But you've got a lot of things to do, you know, and it seems like everybody starts deciding that they want something out of that funding. But anyway, that's what we got, and that's the will of the body on what you want to do on it. If you want me to continue negotiating with it and see what we can come up with, that's what we'll do.
Is all the county offices, department heads, are they aware?
They're actually excited about it.
Excited about it?
Yeah, they are.
Now, on this, Steve, if we did go this route, every office, if I remember right, Evan was talking about every office will expand, they'll gain footage.
Yeah,
Every
everybody
office
gets
will.
more space than what they got now.
So we can grow into it, because this county's getting bigger and bigger, I think everybody sees that. That'll give them more room to work in it, storage, and
Now, it is just as limited on storage probably as this building is. And I know when we talked about it, one of the things that's gotta happen is everybody's gotta have storage for old records. My recommendation on that is if you did do something like this, is to take this courthouse and let the departments that are having it in here, let them use that for their storage and keep it a historical building.
Right.
And things, you can dry it up, you don't have to do as much fancy work in it. Miss Connie's office is the one that's gotta have the most work done. All the others are just repairing walls. Hers has got to be totally remodeled to get what she's wanting, and then she don't have the space really to do it.
Exactly.
She's excited to know about this space because she would have the drive-through. They will be cutting some doors in the side of the building where the people could pull up on that side and walk in the area there. A door, there's not a door. The only thing that all the elected officials, every one of them said they'd like to have is windows in their office. They'd like to have a window in their office because, you know, they're used to that and would like that. That's the only thing, but, I didn't think about the building being big enough. I didn't, but it would work out pretty good. There's 55 parking places up there, 25 employees here parking every day. So you've got 25 different parking places. It's much better to get in and out as far as that goes. There's no doubt. But
I'll make a motion, you check in further on it.
If we do another courthouse, we don't have to worry about getting handicap accessible and all that, do we? I mean, that's behind us, right?
you could, if you didn't do anything in the courthouse, if you used it for your offices, you would have to. If you just used it for storage, you wouldn't have to. If it's public access, you gotta be ADA. You know.
What I'm saying, if it's public access, you don't have to worry about that elevator and all that.
And you can actually close it upstairs off that, and then that's,
The biggest thing we would have to do here is just dry it in, correct?
yes, the building's gotta be dried no matter what you do, to take care of it.
We wouldn't have to do any of the other work, we would have to have it open to the public.
Since the last time that we talked about this and things, there's been another big chunk of the limestone. It's flaking out of it, and it's a piece about like that, dropped off there, right over the door. Somebody's going out that door, it's going out on fire escape, so nobody actually uses it on a daily basis, but if somebody actually opened that door and that fell on their head, it'd be dead. It is dangerous, and I'm concerned about the brick and stuff, and things around here, but, you know, we're gonna have to do some work on the building, and, you know, you don't want to damage this building, you wanna take care of it and everything. But storage is ideal situation for each of the departments to have their storage. That's just an ideal I've got. There's 20 of you, and I'm sure each one of you's got some ideas on that, what you want to spend.
We are gonna leave the wheeling ditch outside, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. That's historic.
Okay, I don't know.
I have been asked 2 or 3 times by Mr. Andy East to put the beach back out there, but the, especially with COVID, the way it's worked out and things, but, the benches that you see downstairs were bought, through, don't blank, somebody help me. Lions Club, I'm sorry, one blank. They were bought by the Lions Club, and, we was gonna put them out here, but you've gotta figure out, you've gotta pour some concrete and make a level pad for them to be on. And there were such nice benches, we set them in here just temporarily, and everybody likes them in here, they look good, they really look good in the building, so we've just left them in here. And, I hate to touch anything around this tree, because the tree needs topping bad, but a lot of people are not gonna wanna stop that tree down like it needs to be. But, anyway, what's the will of the body on what you wanna do? You want me to negotiate with the realtors on it?
Yes. I'll make a motion.
Got a motion, do we have a second? Yes. Who's second? Yeah. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes. You can do that, and you've got the money, and you can do it and take money out of what you've got in debt service and pay a payment on it, if you want to do it like that, but it would be much better if you do it this other way. There's really no way out. Fine. I agree with you.
For what money that we're gonna spend on this courthouse to renovate, get up to speed, put that in on that building over there, we'll be able to roll down the road, what you would with you.
It would be. Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed by like sign? Okay, we'll send that on to the full body for your voting. Next is this baby no, and I just entertain a motion to send that on to the full body so that, county attorney.
I'll make that motion. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Did I hear 2 ayes there on the phone, or 1?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any nays? If not, hearing none, motion carried, sitting on full body. Okay, in your packet, you got the Taylor Branch water line. It was, bid out. It's ready to accept a bid on it. Kemp Brothers Construction had a low bid of $207,505. And, that's a recommendation from, Evan to go with that. The other company, I asked him what the difference, why it's so much higher, the other was $423,867. And he said the lady that was there, that they said that,
I'm doing just I'm gonna start parking that land.
all right, see you, John.
I'll be back next time.
The Kemp Brothers, the other company, Isengard, said that they had just took a job in Westmoreland, and they just put it, if they got this, gonna make money on it. That's what they said, so we're lucky. I was expecting it to go over 300,000 out there.
Question, how much more are we laying up that road?
I'm sorry?
How much more are we laying, how much more line is that road?
It goes all the way up past, Carmen's up there to the very end.
Who's the label running up there for anyway, that wants water, what's how far does she live?
All the way to
Should be.
almost.
No, she lives, I think it's about 2,000 more feet up there.
Yeah, it's about right.
So we're running past her house?
Yeah, it'll turn to the left and go up the holler there.
Are we going farther? I thought we was running for us, you want.
I think it's about 9,000 feet, yeah.
How come running past her house?
Well, there's 5 other houses up there at your question.
Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And they were concerned about it, and, we didn't have a set figure, it's roughly 200,000, what we was thinking on it. But 207,000, and we just, that was just a matter of swapping some monies out in 171. We had put 150,000 for ADA and 200,000 for water lines. So we'll be able to do that and just make that adjustment on that. We'll bring you a budget amendment to set that up.
Two things on that. The first, we said damages, $500 a day, what is it?
They would have to pay, that's 75 days to put it in, $500 a day damages, but that's what I assume that is. It's
So
typical.
we'll fall right in column, if you go, 66, 192.
That's how much it's costing to send it on up to the other 5 houses. If you took those 5 houses off, you'd be taking off 66,000.
Total with the 66,
207,000.
That's what I was asking, how much more would be to finish that?
Yeah, 66,000, what's on the right there. The ducts get confusing to me. You know, I think that the duct it's off, but I asked him, I said, does that include 27 going all the way up? I said, yes, it does. And we'll definitely make sure before we
Yeah.
go any further, but on that. But anyway, I'd entertain a motion to accept that and send it on.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? If not, all in favor, let it be known, saying aye. All opposed, the like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. In your packet there, you have, this is the debt obligation. We're just required to give that to you. You don't need a motion to accept it, but if you would like to make a motion to send that on and approve it, it's really, you've already approved it. It's not anything, it's more of an FYI for you, on that application. That's where we, Ms. Parks and I had to sign for the $24 million, on the USDA loan, on the interim loan. So really, there's nothing to do on that one.
Got any bids yet?
It's not gone out for bid yet. It's got to go through the fire marshal, the state fire marshal. It's got to go through DCI to get approved, and it's got to go through, these are the plans. You got to go through local codes to get it approved. Then once all of that's approved, it's ready to bid out, or they'll have it ready to bid out and things. I don't know how to go. Things are just.
State fire marshal.
Mm.
State fire marshal, basically.
Yeah. But, that's what's in the works on that one, so as soon as we know something, we'll bring it back to you. When you monthly reports, you've got, building codes and impact fee report, so make a motion, send that on the floor.
I'll make it.
Got a motion, and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known, saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion carried. Next is your animal control report. Entertain a motion, send that on the full body.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion, second, send on the full body. Any discussion? Just will tell you, Ms. Walter, not Kay Warren, but Melissa Walter, sent me a nice little, email and said that she would donate $1,000. I think the van wound up having to have an $800 radiator. They fixed the brakes and things, but it's gotta have it. She's donated $1,000 for those repairs. So they're real happy with what, Ashley and Travis is doing out there. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, by like sign. Hearing none, we'll send it on to the full body. I've got to ask Guy about this, but I've asked about not doing any more conference bridge calling on commissioners. What's the will of the body on that? What do y'all feel like? If Guy says it's okay to quit doing those, and everybody's be here, or do you want to continue those? We're set up to do them, I think, that, Todd, you on the phone, I think, I've already talked to Scott.
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you able to hear everything going on in the courtroom?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so I think it's much better than what it was. Seems to be good and everything, so we just kind of put it here, continue on, if we need to have them. I know, how do y'all feel about having put them on the radio? He's willing to do it, I think it's a good thing.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, so.
All right, Ivan, we appreciate it. We'll continue doing them then. That's all I have for tonight.
I had come by this evening to ask y'all the intent of you passing the budget for this current fiscal year that we're currently operating in. A reason being, we were under the understanding that, when COVID hit and us not being able to come to you and present our budgets in the request that we had, that, we were gonna simply go back to the previous year's budget. However, in November, I had some dues that I have to pay for the library based on our current budget. So when I got the budget book from Michelle and seen our budget lines were changed based on what y'all voted on. So I'm here tonight to ask what your intent was in the budget, because I now have state forms that were signed that do not match what was turned into the state. Because I was under the impression that we were all operating under the previous year's budget. A couple of the lines that were changed is my salary line was changed, to 43,121. The, Social Security and state retirement was also adjusted, as well as other contracted services. Those were adjusted. The, part of the salary, not in full, but part of it was due to the certification process that I had gone through for 3 years with the state qualifications that I had to do. That was completed. That was part of an agreement that y'all had made with my board previously in 2017, that once I completed it, y'all had given me $5,000 for the first year, and then after the completion, y'all were looking at giving the continue. To my understanding, that had been changed, but in going into this current year, that included that additional fund, as well as bumping it up just slightly more to the 43,121 instead of 38,503, which puts me in a comparable position with other library directors in the state that have the same size library that I am running, as well as having 2 facilities and 7 staff. That was my board's petition for this current fiscal year. However, when we were mentioned that we were going to continue to operate under the previous year's budget because we weren't able to come in and talk with y'all, we left it alone. But then upon seeing it that it was approved, I need to know what y'all's will and intent was. Because the salary has not been changed and I'm not operating on that budget. So I need to know, was it your intent to adjust my salary to 43,121 and to give me the 4,700 in the other contracted services line to operate? If so, then I need access to those funds and I need back pay on my salary. But I just need to know the intent of the body when we voted. Because if it is a mess up, we want to leave everything like it is. I don't need to have forms changed or signed, just the information from the mayor's office adjusted to match my paperwork. If this was the intent of the body that you did vote on and that was what you were approving, then I need my paperwork adjusted and signed and forwarded to the state correctly.
Now, I've been told by CTAS, the paperwork is correct, the money in the state.
Not on my end. For the state, Tennessee State Library and Archives, we have to turn in a signed maintenance of effort form. My maintenance of effort form that was signed by you, the 2 other city mayors, as well as my chairman, matches last fiscal year's budget because that's what we were told we were operating on. It does not match the numbers that are current.
The bottom line numbers are the same.
No,
They're not.
they're not. No, sir.
I thought we were. I'd asked you to wait till May to do this, Dana, on this. You're basically giving her a $15,000 raise.
That's not correct.
It would be, if you're getting 10, you got 5, you're getting another 5, and then another 5 that you've asked for this year, isn't it?
No, sir.
Okay, that's the reason I'd like to get this corrected before we vote on it, so they know what they're voting on.
Well, you want me to call one of my board members
No,
and have
ma'am, I
them?
want you to wait till May when we can put this on the agenda, when we can get it worked out. I'm confused on it, I'm sure they'll be confused on what they're doing.
I remember the 2 5s, you know.
That's what I remember.
But I don't remember the other. I'm not saying one, but I don't,
There's not two. The 2.5, the 1.5 was done in 2017. Y'all voted on that, approved it. It was spent in the 2018-2019 budget. Nothing else was done. This current fiscal year, we were supposed to come back and ask y'all for the additional. When we did submit the budget here for this current fiscal year, my board was petitioning for the 5,381, that was the balance, as well as an additional. The amount, if we'd have given just the $5,381, that would have been the remaining balance on what the board requested. It would have brought my salary up to $38,502. They were requesting $53,121 to put me in addition, not in addition, but a total of $43,121 to put me in a comparable position with other library directors that are in the position in running the size facilities that we run. That was their petition and request.
what I was going on with what George, and I don't remember who the other one was, Mr. Burris over there. And it was, if you got a certification, we would give you half of it beforehand and half of it when you finish your certification.
Yes, sir.
That's all I remember.
Yes, sir. And that's what was the original agreement. This fiscal year, for this fiscal year, when my board was going to present things to you, this was the amount that they were going to request. But we were not aware that it had already been passed. So that's why I'm here to ask, what's the intent of the body? Because if that was not your intent to pass this, the $43,121, then I need to leave my current forms signed as they are, so that nothing changes. To where if it is your intent, then I need back pay. If not, then we're fine. I just need to know the intent of the body. If it was your intent for me to operate on the previous budget, then that's what I need to go to.
Last year during budgets, you asked me, when we got into the COVID, we set everybody's budget back as what it was the year before. And that's where the confusion is coming into play.
It is. And if y'all would prefer me to wait till the May meeting and have one of my board members come and explain to them, we can do that. They were here earlier, but they had other commitments.
I think the easiest for the next thing is what we're looking at. You had paperwork you showed me earlier from 2018, 2019 or something?
Yes, sir.
Look at that and get it up and count it for the rest of the commissioners, look at it,
Okay.
and see what the intent was in there.
Okay, I'll forward that to the chairman for you to have in your next packet.
I have to go back and do my paperwork, but was to figure it out.
That's what I'm confused on what it is.
Yeah.
It looks to me like she's getting $15,000 raise, but I may be totally wrong. If it's just $10,000, that's what she's supposed to get.
Exactly.
That was my opinion. Real high. I don't think myself, that was funny, but that was my opinion.
The biggest thing for me is I'm a to-the-penny balancer when it comes to money, especially when it's not mine. And so I want to know y'all's intent, so my paperwork matches up with the Tennessee State Library and Archives. Thank y'all very much for your time, I appreciate it.
Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn. Yes.
Well, before our next meeting, or maybe the first, next month, we need to, look about, a resolution honoring our Lincoln High School veterans, and, also the junior high veterans.
This is a good ball plan. And I think we need to recognize Mr. White
Yeah.
for his years and what he's
We
done.
do.
After 45 years, finally got him state playoff. But they did a wonderful job on that. The girls did, and he did. There's no doubt he's a good coach, because he always had winning teams in your ball. So I will get with Beverly and try to get something worked out on that. Anything else? Entertainment, motion to adjourn. Motion second, all in favor, let me know the sign. All opposed, the like sign. Hearing none,